Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Leos, this video is for the 4th/5th of July through the 11th/12th of July, which is going to push us out a couple of days beyond the full moon. We have a full moon in Capricorn on the 9th/10th of July. So this moon in Scorpio is all about purging, right? All around purging. And so it's around doing shadow work, mirror work, and alchemy, right? So shadow work is like what emotional truth, fear, or pattern is hiding beneath the surface that you need to confront. Mirror work is how is the hidden truth currently reflecting in your actions, relationships, or mindset. And then the alchemy part is how can you transform or integrate this truth to stay aligned with your path and purpose. Scorpio rules 8th house. When you turn that 8 to the side, it looks like a chain, like you could be chained to something. And so in order to close out a cycle, you want to move through all of your houses, not just, even though you all rule 5th house, but you want to start at the 1st house all the way down around to the 12th house, right? You want to close out that cycle. And so that means moving through those houses, knowing which each one of those houses represent. Like that 1st house about how, your first impression of people and their first impression of you. But by the time you get to the 8th house, some of those things, those ties that bind you to people, you could realize, hey, we're not on the same path anymore. We may have been knowing each other for years, but we're not on the same path anymore. So I may not feel like renewing that contract with you. Things around sexuality could decide to be that split up, right? We don't agree on the same thing. We don't agree on the same thing. You may have occult knowledge that I don't agree with, right? Maybe you watch tarot. I don't believe in that. So that's what we're going to have to split ways, we part ways in the sand. Maybe you are friends with some people that I don't trust you anymore. You friends with some of my enemies. I don't trust you anymore, right? And you kept that a secret. Whatever it is, that's where that number 8 is. 8 is the death card. Something calls you to go your way and them to go theirs, right? So that you can go to 9th house. 9th is that number for creation. Like it's like, okay, I'm determined to create something. Now that something has ended, I'm determined to create something. So you can land on the light side of 8. You can choose to land on the light side of 9. Whereas some people can be on the dark side of 9. They can be just as determined as you are to stay on the light side of 9. They can be just that determined to be on the dark side of 9, egotistical. I can't believe, as long as we've been friends for this a long length of time, and I could have been, with somebody better than you. I could have had this and that, blah blah blah, such and such and such and such, and you determined to create something new, and they already talking about they could have had somebody better, whatever, right? When you're trying to close out a cycle, right? And then 10th house, right? Then 11th house, then 12th house, right? So let's get into it. I love what I see when I look in the mirror. Yep. I love what I see when I look in the mirror. There you go. Get to know your houses. Please pull your birth chart. So, yeah. So this is purging. Purge, purge, purge. Scorpio actually rules the judgment card, which is Pluto, which is the outermost planet. Literally everybody is breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. The entire planet is purging, right? Everybody's breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. You'll feel it. At least until 2043. You'll feel it. Literally, you will feel it. A lot of people are the first to do something in their family. Even the first person to go to college, first millionaire, first person to, be the first person to host celebrations at their houses, the first person to kind of break a mold in their family. Maybe they're the first musician amongst doctors in their family or attorneys in their family, or the first breakout star in the family, first something in their families. And people are going to judge people because there's going to be somebody who thought that their child should have been something, but somebody else thought, somebody else's child in the family was going to be something else. It's going to be the first something. So source saying, love what you see when you look in the mirror. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yeah, you're moving on from something. Yeah. Looks like you were baited into something. Looks like you were baited into something and you're trying to move on from a broken heart. Yeah, but you're now an open book and you're moving on from two dark magician energies and rising above the judgment. Looks like two dark magician energies were just, they were obsessed. They were obsessed with something, right? And so now you're on top of something. This is the wheel of fortune, but there's a lot of physical information. And this is why some people are loners. This is the reason why some people are loners. Reason why some people are loners. On their way to their north node. See this 10 right here? On their way to their north node. That's why some people, they walk alone for a reason. They travel alone for a reason. They say 3 strikes, people are out. They rather be by themselves. They're inspired because they're inspired to just walk alone for a reason. They're tired of being baited into mess. So this is you right here. You're not trying to travel in packs. So you're grateful that something is behind you. And so somebody's now saying they wish they had just walked away from something before you tossing some things into a burning bowl. You wish you had just walked away. So your spirit has just left the building already. 3 and 8, you're just grateful something is behind you. You're moving on and finally put a manhole cover over something, right? So that you can start thriving behind closed doors. Somebody is now understanding, and this is why a lot of people had this in common. People assume that behind closed doors, people got knives or swords stabbed in their back. That's an assumption. Some people are actually thriving behind closed doors. They just by themselves, minding their business, making money, drinking their water and minding their business. And that's what I'm saying here in your cards. So again, love what you see when you look in the mirror. So light high priestess energy. So somebody has been initiated by God. You don't need to be familiar with what's going on behind closed doors, where people move to, all of that other stuff. Some people are really thriving behind closed doors. They may have fallen for some kind of bait or something. They're still thriving. Something is closed out. Something is closed out. So, you're learning how to send spell work back. This is you're learning how to send spell work back. When you're being pulled into something, this right here, see this right here? When people are trying to pull you into something, like drag you down into something, like into a lower, like to drag you down to it, into the abyss. See this right here, this dark hole, like drag you down into a dark place, and you feel like your back is against the wall. You're like, I'm putting a manhole cover over something, and I'm going straight into prayer mode. This number 4 right here, nope. I'm gonna end it. I'm going straight into prayer mode. It looks like there was somebody who was trying to control your emotions. Whoever this energy was trying to control your emotions about something here. Yeah. By showing you something. Either sending you some kind of video or picture, because that's what water is, a reflection of something. But it was more of a reflection of them than it was of whatever somebody was trying to show you a picture or something of. Picture or video or something, like it was more of a reflection of who they are. Right? So here we have the 4 of Pentacles. Somebody could have been holding on to somebody that they were putting some kind of, let me see. So Ace and 4 is, so Capricorn is involved in something. Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. But put these two together here. It's a Taurus moon. But somebody was really cold towards a Taurus moon. So they wanted to make somebody feel like really, really worthless. They already felt low. But they feel like they had the key to making somebody feel even worse. Like sick to their stomach, even worse. But somebody dragged you into something. Somebody dragged you into something. So from now on, somebody's like, I'm not getting dragged into diddly squat. I'm not getting dragged into nada, nothing, zip, zilch. So, some energies are going to say that you turned your back on them, but you're not turning your back on anybody. You're taking a leap of faith in terms of just like closing out a cycle, and you're thinking about expanding something, right? And focusing on pouring into you. That's your reading. That is your reading. You're expanding your multiple streams of income. Here's some Psalms around just being a financial steward over your wealth. Psalm 24 is good. Psalm 112, 1 through 3 is good. Psalm 37, 21 is good. Psalm 119, 36 through 37 is good. Psalm 41, 1 through 2 is good. And Psalm 62, 10. Those are Psalm scriptures for financial stewardship. All right. Any final messages, source, as you're continuing to purge? Yeah, this is what you're putting your energy into. Somebody's motivation is not the same. Something sanctity, something around the spirit or religious organization through offering. Even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. Something around a religious organization. The energy is gaining momentum. And this is around a waxing moon. And it's currently a waxing moon in Scorpio. It's a waxing gibbous moon in Scorpio. When the moon is waxing in Scorpio, it affects your genitals, your anus, your prostate. And so those areas are affected. Remember, the moon affects our physical body. So if you start feeling it in your physical body, it's trying to tell you something, and you want to pay attention to that. So it's like it's time to purge, meaning that you can be taken to some kind of, like I said before, this is where you want to start thinking, okay, do I need to do this shadow work? What emotional truth, fear, or pattern is hiding beneath the surface that you need to confront, right? What do you need to purge? Right? What is it that you need to purge? Doing the mirror work. How is the hidden truth, currently reflecting in your actions? Like, do you need to go to the gym and sweat something out? Do you need to do some kind of a detox? Do you need to take some kind of spiritual deep sea salt bath? Do you need to do something to release something? Right? Some kind of purging. Castor oil, something to get some waste out of your body. I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. And then alchemy, turning some kind of a negative into a positive, learning how to transmute energy, and then alchemy, how can I transform or integrate this truth to stay aligned with my path and purpose? Right? 55, I'm evolving. So substantial change is in your future. Embrace the change, a need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears. Somebody's trying to learn how to rise above the judgment or assume people are judging you. Like somebody's really learning how to assume, stop assuming people are judging you. That's that lion instinct coming out of somebody. It's like somebody's learning how to, you're not a lion. That's your symbol, right? But you're not a lion. You're ruled by the sun. So it says, sit on your throne and pray. Sit on your throne and pray, and learn how to transmute that energy. Any negative energy that's sent your way vibrates so high that it sends that if somebody's intention is to hurt you, it's gonna immediately send that energy back. Immediately, like an immediate return to sender. It literally is like it's gonna immediately just like push that energy right back. Immediately push that energy right back. Literally, like what the enemy meant for evil, Sword's going to turn that thing right around for good. But if you're linked up with energies who feel like, they have to deliver karma, if they feel like they're the karma deliverer for something, and you don't even know what people are talking about, you don't even know what you linked up with, that's literally like a chain reaction, bringing somebody down, and you don't even really know what's going on. If it's something as a truth, a lie, don't know what's happening. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, Six of Cups. Something in you, and remember this is something, this is genderless, just so we're crystal clear. Something in you died. Something in you just kind of like, it's like you lost all respect for something at this point. Yeah, something in you is just like, yeah. You've inherited, it's like you've inherited these spiritual gifts, so now you're just detaching. You're detaching from something now. You're rising above the judgment, but you're detaching. You're emotionally just detaching from something, from somebody at this point. This number 6, you're just cutting ties. You're taking a leap of faith. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.